What's up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at with another video, and this time we're here for our Week 7 predictions for this season. So yeah, last week I went 10-4, which I did really good, and my overall record is 55-38. So before we get to our predictions for Week 7, don't forget to put the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who you think is gonna win this week. So yeah, and so the teams who are on a bye week are the Bills, Eagles, Rams, and Vikings. And then I chose the Saints to win 20-16, and they lost 42-34, I think. So yeah. So by the way, we're not gonna predict anything that happens. So we're gonna get started here. So first game we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are favored by 6.5. This game's going to be fun to watch. But I'm looking towards this game to be very fun because here's the thing. Last week, the Falcons moved the ball against the Niners. I mean, they ran all over them because the Niners couldn't even stop a nosebleed. So Mariota kind of had a good game here, and the Falcons' defense did have success. So, yeah, I like how the way their defense played. They showed a lot of fight. While the Bengals, they did not look really good versus Saints until they end up coming back with a win, which that's really good. But here's the thing. I kind of feel like that the Bengals could be a bad matchup for the Falcons because here's the thing. The Bengals defense versus the Falcons offensive line is a bad match because the Falcons offensive line is not good and the Bengals defensive line is very strong. But here's the thing. I just kind of feel like that the Bengals is going to find a way to get pressure and all that. And I think their secondary will find their matches as well. But the Falcons secondary, it's been playing better, but I don't think it's great because I don't really know they're going to be able to find their matches of the Bengals receivers. So I feel like their offense Bengals offense is gonna get a little rhythm here and there. So yeah, and I feel like Joe Burrow, he's gonna find a ways to get guys open, and Joe Mixon, he's gonna run the rock as well because the Falcons' defensive line is very atrocious. So I got the Bengals win this game because they're at home. They have the better quarterback, the better coach. They're at home, and they're just a more complete team. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals to win, but I might take the 6.5, though. I don't know. So, I kind of feel like Atlanta's going to hang around this game. So, I'm going to say the Bengals win like 24-20, something like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Bengals to win and the Falcons to cover. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by 7, which that's a lot. But you know what? I think this game right here is going to be very close and very competitive. Now, the Lions kind of concern me a little bit because here's the thing. They did not look they really got they butts whooped by the Patriots. Like, they couldn't even stop Bailey Zapp. And their defense looked really horrific. Like, it looked very, very weak against the Patriots because the Lions had no game plan. They couldn't control the line of scrimmage, and they couldn't even move the ball. So yeah, but I expect the Lions to have a good game, and I expect them to play better this game. While the Cowboys did not have a good game. Cooper Rush had like 3 picks. So, yeah. So, the offense did not look pretty good last week. But the Cowboys defense, it's been playing better, though. But it didn't really do enough to win last week. So, yeah. I expect this game to be very competitive and very close. But I'm just going to go ahead and just take the Cowboys because I can't take the Lions because the Lions, they suck. And, they have They have a running game. Their passing game is very good, but not great. The offensive line is okay and is not special, but the defense is starting to get okay but not special. Think about it. Aiden Hutchinson was getting absolutely bullied by the Patriots offensive line last week. Like, they couldn't even get up front. Because here's the thing. They couldn't even score points. Like, they couldn't even score points. They literally had 0 the whole time. But I expect it to be a lot closer, though. But I don't know if I'm going to take them to cover because of how bad they played. But here's the thing. The reason why I'm taking the Cowboys to win because they're at home and they have the better quarterback. There's the more complete team, and I believe Dak Prescott is going to be back for this game, which that's huge for them. So I expect the Cowboys offense to have a good game. CeeDee Lamb's going to get a lot of catches. And then their running game will be solid. The defense, I expect their defense to come out big. Micah Parsons might get a couple sacks in this game. So, yeah. So, I got the Cowboys winning, but I'm going to take the Lions to cover to keep it close. So, I'm going to say Cowboys win like 23-17. So, I do expect the Lions to move the ball and all that and hang around this game. So, yeah. So, I got the Cowboys winning and the Lions covering. Next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. Titans are favored by 2.5. Now, this is very fun to watch because this is like an AFC South division rivalry. Because I believe the Titans beat them. They swept them last year. So yeah. So I do expect this to be a good game. Now, I like what I see from the Colts last week against the Jaguars game. They was able to move the ball on them. Matt Ryan actually had a good game. Michael Pittman actually looked pretty good. And Alec Pierce as well. So the receiving core got figured out. They was able to get it fixed. So their passing game is starting to get a lot better now. But the good news is they could get Jonathan Taylor back. Because if they get Jonathan Taylor back, I believe that they could definitely run over the Titans defense. Because here's the thing. The Colts offensive line, Frank Wright was able to get it solved. They was able to fix it. So now they can block now. But here's the thing. As long as Matt Ryan doesn't play terrible, then I think the Colts can find a way to pull out with the win. But I think they match up well the Titans pretty good because here's the thing. The Titans offensive line is definitely atrocious. And the Colts defensive line is very strong, which I think they can find a way to get pressure and get after Tannehill and all that. And we can see them find a way to slow down Henry. So, yeah. And plus, the Titans, I don't really know who they have at wide receiver. So, I don't really know if they're going to be able to at least pass the ball on them against that Colts defense. But you know what? I expect this game to be a lot closer than we expected to. But I'm not going to take the Titans to win again because they already beat them, on the road. So, I'm going to take the Colts to win because I feel like they're going to split with the Titans because, sometimes Indy plays them hard. So, yeah. And I believe they have a better quarterback. And I think they're just a more complete team. Both teams can be similar, so, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Colts to win, but I'm going to take the 2.5 points. Plus 2.5 points with Tennessee. Because I think Tennessee, they're going to try to hang around in this game. They're going to move the ball. They're going to hang around this game. So, yeah. So, I'm going to say the Colts win like 27-23. So, yeah. So, I got the Colts to win and the Titans to cover. Next game, we have the Packers versus the Washington Commanders. I might call them the Commies, though. But why could I really call them the Commies, though? The reason why people are calling them the Commies because they suck. So Green Bay They're favored by 4.5. I mean, I got to take the Packers here. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to respond here because I heard Aaron Rodgers saying that he wants to simplify the offense, and Matt LaFleur doesn't know how to simplify the offense. All he just knows what to do is just pump the crowd up. That's all he knows what to do. But this game right here is definitely not in Green Bay. It's on the road in Washington. I want to say that the Packers, they're gonna have to do. The defense is definitely not playing really good right now, and the offense, it did not look good against the Jets. All what the Jets did, they ran all over them. That defense, the Packers could even move the ball against them. Like, that's kind of crazy. But the only way that the Packers can simplify the offense if Matt LaFleur can get a haircut for like 4 days. So, yeah. So, I expect them to move the ball against them. But the Packers are playing a team. They're playing a pathetic franchise with who's Daniel Snyder's team, which they're playing against the worst defensive coordinator in the league in Jack Del Rio. But do we think Jack Del Rio can change what he's doing? But yeah, we see what he did. I think Washington kind of did really good against the Bears. I mean, he was able to change what he did. So, yeah, I mean, we can see it happening, but Washington's defense sucks. I mean, they can't really stop the run. They can't really stop the pass. And plus, their offensive line sucks. So, yeah, I expect the Packers defense I might expect them to hang around this game, but I think the Packers defense is going to come up big, and I think their offense is going to, respond here and get a rhythm here and stay balanced. And plus, they're playing against Taylor Heineke. So, yeah. So it doesn't matter who's playing. I'm taking the Packers because they have the better quarterback, the better coach. There's the more complete team. I'm going to take the Packers to win, but I will not take them to cover. But because I expect Washington to hang around this game. Because here's the thing. Carson Wentz, we know he's not playing, so we expect. I mean, Taylor Heineke, he's been starting to let the Washington offense be competitive, though. He's been starting to do that. I mean, I can't say the Packers will go 3-4 because if they go 3-4, they'll be in trouble. So they're gonna have to win here. Because if they don't, then I will not pick them for a couple weeks. I'm saying they have to get this win. Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to respond here. The Packers defense, they need to do a good job keeping them out of the end zone. And the offense, guys, they need to start getting open. So yeah. So I'm gonna say Green Bay wins like 26-20, something like that. So yeah. So I'm just gonna take the Packers to win, but I'll take the Commies to cover. Next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay is favored by 10.5. That's kind of a big number, but I'm going to keep this one a little bit short. So, yeah. Last week, we seen what the Bucs did. They did not look good versus Steelers, but they was able to keep it competitive, though. But the only reason why they lost is because they couldn't even score in the end zone on fourth. They were down by 2. They was a little short. So, yeah. So, the game was ugly. But I expect the Bucs to win this game. No question that I expect them to win this game because they got the better quarterback, the better coaching staff, and there's a more complete team. I mean, there's no way. Tom Brady's not going to go 3-4. I mean, that's not happening. While in the Panthers, I can't bet against PJ Walker because Because the Panthers, they suck. I mean, they have the worst franchise. They're like one of the worst teams in the league. So, yeah. I mean, they traded Robbie Anderson, and now you only got DJ Moore to deal with. And plus, outside DJ Moore, they ain't got nobody else. And you lost Christian McCaffrey as well, so I believe the Panthers are just a rebuilding team. And I believe the Bucs defense is going to come up big in their secondary. They're going to play well, and I believe the offense is gonna like move the ball and all that. So yeah, I expect the Bucs to win this game, but I believe the Bucs will cover. So I'm gonna say the Bucs win like 28-16. So yeah, so I got the Bucs winning and the Bucs covering. Next game we have the New York Giants, the G-Man versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now Jags are favored by 3. Now I call it a trap game for some reason because they're saying the reason why Jacksonville is favored for a reason. Like, I don't really know. Like, they shouldn't be, though. Because here's the thing. I don't really care what Vegas really wants me to pick. I don't really care if he wants me to pick the Giants. I don't care if he wants me to pick the Jags. But I have to take the Giants to win this game because Giants are underdogs. I mean, I'm going with the Giants here because I have no trust in the Jacksonville Jaguars right now because here's the thing. They're on a losing streak, and the way they've been losing, I mean, it's been starting to get bad. I mean, they're pathetic. I mean, they're young. I get it, they're young, but they're just pathetic. And plus, the Giants, Saquon's been starting to get people. He's been starting to run the rock. He's been having a good game. Offensive line is starting to play well, and the D is playing really good. Especially, what Trevor Lawrence, what he will struggle with is Don Martindale's blitzing. That's all he's going to struggle with because Trevor Lawrence, as he is, he's like a slow thinker. Like, he's a slow tinker. Like all he does, he gets trapped, he gets under pressure, and sometimes he just throws and he makes a lot of bad throws. I mean, they disappoint me every week for some reason. Because, Jacksonville is just... Doug Peterson doesn't like to take field goals. He just wants to go for 4th down every time. And Jacksonville can just continue to disappoint me every week after week after week. They just continue to disappoint me. But yeah, they're getting better, but they're just shaky right now, and they're just not playing good football now. I have to take the Giants here because the Giants are the more complete team, and that's about it. So I'm gonna take the Giants to win, but I'm just gonna say I'll take the 3. So I'm gonna say the Jaguars just cover the points because I think Jacksonville is gonna stay competitive in this game. Even if they win, I wouldn't be shocked. So I'm just going to take the Jaguars to cover, but I'll take the Giants to win so they can improve to 6-1. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored by 6.5. Now, I'm going to keep this one a little short here because here's the thing. Now I got the Ravens because they're at home. They have the better quarterback, the better coach. That's pretty much it. And the Browns, I can't trust the Browns. Their defense absolutely got pewted last week. Like, they couldn't even stop Bailey Zappe on a read option. Here's the thing. Bailey Zappe has been playing. The Patriots have been playing really good for, since Mac Jones was not playing. But here's the thing. I don't care if they're playing against the 07, the 07 Patriots or, the 1970s Patriots. Because who's ever playing them, Ramondre Stevenson is going to run all over them. They got ran over by the Patriots. Like their defense couldn't even even stop a nosebleed or something like that. But I expected it to be close. And the Ravens defense is totally not as good as the Patriots defense is. Because here's the thing. The Ravens seem like they're not in the game in the fourth quarter. Because here's the thing. They've been starting to get competitive in some of their games, but they haven't been getting competitive being the winner in some of their games. Like, you kind of seen some of the games that they really blew it to. Like, you see, like, they blew it to the Dolphins, the Bills, the Giants. I mean, those are all the games that those are the games that they should have won. I mean, if they could have at least won those games, they would have been 6-0 right now. But I think I expect it to be a lot closer, but I got the Ravens to win because I believe the Ravens defense cannot stop anybody. I mean, the Browns are going to move the football. Nick Chubb, he might run for 100 yards. But I expect the Ravens to win, but I'm going to take the Browns to cover. So I'm going to say the Ravens win maybe 27-20 or maybe 27-23, something like that. But it's going to be much closer, but I'm just going to say they win 27-21, something like that. So, yeah. So, I got the Ravens winning this game and the Browns covering. All right, next game, we have the New York Jets versus the Denver Broncos. Jets are favored by 1.5. I'm going to have to keep this one a little short here because here's the thing. The Jets seem like they're flying by while the Broncos are on the downfall. I mean, here's the thing. The Jets, I don't understand why someone picked Gunnar Olszewski over Braxton Berrios because Braxton Berrios can actually play. It's looking good. I don't understand it because he looks really good. He can actually play receiver now. Here's the thing. When I look at the Jets, the offense is starting to look pretty good. The defense is playing really well. Robert Saleh is coaching good right now. Don't get me wrong. I don't understand why people are Robert Saleh been starting to coach very good. People are starting to sleep on New York teams because they don't think New York teams are good. They gotta stop sleeping on the Jets because the Jets are pretty good and the Giants are pretty good too. Don't get me wrong, because I almost felt bad for saying that they're gonna be average, but because here's the thing, they don't feel like an average team to me because the Jets and Giants are playing their hearts out. They've been proving me wrong, and they've been proving us wrong. So, yeah. We already know the update that we know Russell Wilson's not going to play because of the hamstring. Even if he does play, I don't think it matters. I feel like Russell Wilson is a little overrated. So, yeah. I know it's in Mile High, I understand, but I don't think it matters. I got the Jets win this game because they're playing better football right now. I can't trust the Broncos right now because the Broncos suck. They do. They can't run the football on anybody. They can't pass the ball. They can't run over people. And their coaching is just bad. But the defense is really good. They can stop the run, I think. They can stop the run, I guess. And they can stop their passing game. But, yeah. I just don't think their defense... I just don't know. I just don't think the offense is going to move the ball against them. But I think they can, though. But even at the backup quarterback, I mean, if Russell Wilson was playing this game, I think this game will be close. But if he doesn't play, I don't think it matters, but it could be a blowout, though. But I think it will be closer than this time because the Broncos actually showed because last week against the Chargers, they showed a lot of fight. They was able to move the ball against them, and their defense played really well. But I just really think that the offense is gonna have to. But I kind of call it a trap game for some reason. Because some people might pick the Broncos to win, but I don't think this will happen. But I want to take them to win, but they're not playing good right now. Because even if they were playing good right now, I would pick them. So, yeah. So, by the way, I got the Jets to win this game. But I will take the 1.5 points with the Broncos. Now, they kind of changed the spread up for some reason because of Russell Wilson not playing. Even if he was playing, Denver will be favored because I didn't think the spread made sense until they changed it. Like, I don't know. So, I got the Broncos covering this game, but I got the Jets to win this game. But I said the Jets win by 3. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think it will be ugly. I say they win like 20-17. I don't know. I could definitely change my score prediction, though. So, yeah. But I don't know. I'll just think about it. All right, next game, we have the Houston Texans versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams are coming off a bye week, and Vegas is favored by 7. I'm going to keep this one a little short. Now, we already know that I got the Raiders to win this game because the reason why is because the Raiders are just a more complete team. They have a better quarterback. They have a better coaching staff. They're just a more complete team. I mean, the Texans, they suck. I mean, they can't stop the run. I mean, they can't stop the pass. I mean, yeah, the Texans had a good game against Jacksonville. I mean, yeah, we understand that, but they're still not good. I mean, when you look at the Raiders versus Chiefs game, their running game was absolutely very good. I mean, the Chiefs defense could even stop the run. They could even stop Josh Jacobs, though. He had like a lot of carries and rushed for a lot of yards, which the Raiders, that's a game they could have won last week because Devontae Adams, he had a good game. I think he will be playing this game despite what happened at the end of the game. So, yeah. But the bad news is that Darren Waller might not play. So, yeah. So, I expect the Raiders to move the ball on them. And I expect them to score a lot of points. But Hunter Renfrow could be questionable to play. So, yeah. So I'm gonna take the Raiders to win this game, but I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take them to cover, so they should easily get this win. So I believe they're gonna score a lot of touchdowns. So I say they win like 30-16, something like that. So yeah. So I think the Raiders got to win this game. They want to get over the hump. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Raiders to win and the Raiders to cover. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Chargers. Chargers are favored by 5 points. I'm going to keep one a little short. I believe it's going to be fun to watch because I believe the Seahawks, they're starting to get a little bit of upside. While the Chargers are coming off a win against the Broncos. So now, as I look at this matchup, I believe this game can definitely go a little bit either way because here's the thing. Geno Smith has been starting to look pretty good. I mean, he looked really good against the Cardinals. I like how the way they did. They was able to move the ball, and especially their defense is playing really good. But you know what? I feel like they do have the worst defense in the league because they don't have a lot of good players on there, especially despite their defense playing really good last week against the Cardinals. While the Chargers, they their defense is starting to get frauds right now because they've been starting to get run over. Offenses, they're starting to not get a lot of consistent first downs where they're getting lots of threes and outs and all that. So yeah, so I believe that I think the Seahawks are going to find a way to move the ball against the Chargers defense. They're going to move the ball, and plus the Chargers defense, like if they're going to find a way to win this game, their defense is going to have to learn how to blitz. They need to learn how to get pressure. They're going to have to find a way to get Geno under pressure and get him trapped. They're going to have to find a way to do that. Because if they don't, he's going to have to find a way to get rid of the ball. But I just don't think the Seahawks can match up well with the Chargers because the Chargers have a great defense. The secondary is pretty good, but man, J.C. Jackson has not been looking good for like every week. Like we understand that because I heard that he got benched because here's the thing. Because J.C. Jackson, he's getting burnt like toast like every other play. Like he gets like he's washed. Like I don't get it. Like he's washed. Like PFF is probably going to rank him the worst corner because he can't really cover or anything like that. But I think he's going to find a way to do a good job shutting down DK, and maybe Bryce Callahan can probably shut down, Tyler Lockett, maybe Derwin James on Noah Fang. So that's how I see the matchup on. So I don't think the Seahawks are going to be able to find their matchups of the Chargers because I think the Chargers offense is going to go off in this game. So I expect the Chargers to win because they're at home and there's the more complete team and they have the better quarterback. They're at home. I mean, just give me the Chargers to win this game, but I think it will be close. But I'm going to say the Chargers win like 27-20. So I'm going to say the Seahawks cover this game. So I'm going to take the Chargers to win and the Seahawks to cover. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs are favored by 3. I call this a trap game for some reason because I think it can go either way because sometimes the Niners lose at home against tough teams. I mean, we get it. But this is a Super Bowl rematch from 2020. But here's the thing. Now, if the Niners get some of their defensive starters back, then I think the Niners find a way to win. But if they don't play, then I might go with the Chiefs here. Because I believe their offensive line can do enough to at least like spread out the Niners defense. I think they can find a way to do that. So yeah. Like I think they can do that. And plus I don't really know if the Niners really have enough corners to cover the Chiefs receivers. At least the Niners lost a safety with Jimmy Ward could come back. If he comes back, maybe he can do a good job, covering Kelsey. So yeah, but if Ward plays, I think he can probably lock down almost like some of the receivers. Maybe either on Juju or Valdez-Scantling. That's what I'll see here. But if Nick Bosa, if he plays in this game, he might get like 2 or 3 sacks. So yeah. But I just kind of feel like that Chiefs defense. But I just kind of feel like that, the Niners offense might go off in this game because they got Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk. And also they got Christian McCaffrey. So yeah, so I feel like that the Niners offense, they're going to move the ball and McCaffrey's going to run the rock. So yeah, because I just kind of feel like the Chiefs defense is going to have a test off the bat here. Because I kind of feel like that they're going to get ran on. And I don't think, and I feel like their secondary could be too young to cover Deebo because Deebo is a difference maker and Kittle is. So I don't think they might have an answer for those. But I'm assuming that some of the Niners defensive players will play. So if this game was in Kansas City, I might go with the Chiefs here. But I'm going to go with the Niners here because I just think the Niners are just going to, like I just kind of feel like Debo is going to be too much for the Chiefs secondary to handle because I don't think nobody can cover him or either no one can cover Kittle. So yeah, I don't think no one can cover him. So yeah, so I think the Niners will get revenge because they lost in the Super Bowl. So I'm just going to take the Niners to win, but I will go with the points here. So I'm going to say the Chiefs cover this game. So I'm going to say the Niners win like 33-30, something like that. I say they win by 3. Like, I think it will be a shootout in a high-scoring game, but I think it will be. But I think the Niners will come out. Maybe they can win by a field goal, or maybe if they're down by something, they'll probably win maybe on the last drive. But I'm just going to say the Niners win this game, and I'll also take the Chiefs to cover. I mean, if the Chiefs win, would I be shocked if the Chiefs won? No. I mean, but I just feel like the Niners have a chance to win. And I think Shanahan's going to have a good game plan against Spagnuolo's defense. And DeMeco Ryans, he's going to have a good game plan against Andy Reid's offense as well. So, yeah. So, I expect the Niners to win and the Chiefs to cover. Next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are favored by 7. That's a big number. Now, I believe this game right here is Sunday night. Now, I'm looking towards the matchup now. Now, I believe that the Steelers could definitely be a bad matchup for the Dolphins because here's the thing. What the Steelers defense like to do, they like to get pressure and they like to get after you and they like to force turnovers. But I think the Steelers defense, what they did last week, they was able to like they showed a lot of fight against Tampa Bay. They was able to keep them out of the end zone for the last second. So yeah. So I think it can go either way, but I think that the Dolphins' offensive line is a lot better this year. And I think they can do a good job, like spreading out the Steelers' defense. Because I don't really know if the Steelers really have corners that can cover the Dolphins receiver. Because I don't think their secondary is that good. Because I feel like that their corner position is kind of weak. The reason why the Steelers defense was playing good because Brian Leftwich, because they was daring the Bucs to run the ball because Brian Leftwich likes to run the ball on first down. So yeah. So I kind of really think that that the Dolphins defense finds a way to get pressure. Like, I don't think they have much of a pass rush, but the Steelers, they can't really run the ball. Like, their offense, like, sucks. Like, they can't even move the ball, and they can't even score a lot of points. Because their offensive line is weak, and the defense is just completely overrated. Especially their defense is really not looking good without TJ Watt. If TJ Watt, even if he was playing this game, I think the Steelers defense, the Steelers can definitely win. But if this game is in Pittsburgh, I might say the Steelers pull off the upset. But I don't think the Steelers are good. So, by the way, I'm going with the Dolphins here because they're at home. They're the more complete team, and also they're more stable with the quarterback position. So, yeah, so I believe Tua will be playing this game. Even if Tua was not playing this game, I really don't care. Or else I could definitely take the Steelers to pull off the upset. But I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. So, yeah. So, I don't think the Steelers are going to be able to find their matchups for the Dolphins. Find their matchups. I feel like Tyreek Hill, he's going to have a good game. Jalen Waddle, they're gonna shred the Steelers defense, like for real. They're gonna go off. So yeah, and especially I believe their running game is gonna exist too. So I feel like that the Steelers defense will get ran on in this game because I feel like Raheem Mostert is gonna run the rock. Chase Edmonds will too. So yeah, so I got the Dolphins to win and the Dolphins to cover. I'm going to say the Dolphins win 31-17, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna say they win by like. I'm gonna say they win by like maybe a lot of points because I don't think the Steelers are. I don't think the Steelers are gonna be able to keep up. But if the Steelers, I mean, if they stay competitive, then I think that if they were playing good on both sides of the ball, then I think this game could be close. But I just kind of felt the Dolphins would pull it off. I feel like they need to bounce back to get this win if they want to get over the hump. Because I mean, we understand they're on a 3-game losing streak, but I think they're gonna end this with a win here. So they should win and cover as well. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears versus New England Patriots. Patriots are favored by 8. I'm going to keep this one short. Now, I believe Mac Jones will play in this game because he missed a couple games due to ankle injury. Even if he doesn't play, I don't think it matters though, and I don't really care because I got the Patriots to win this game because they're at home and they're just a more complete team and have the better coaching staff as well. I mean, the Patriots have been looking good against. I mean, without Mac Jones, the Patriots have been playing really good football. So, yeah. And the Bears, I mean, the Bears suck. I mean, they have no running game. Their offensive line is beat up. The defense can't even stop anybody. I mean, they showed a lot of fight against the Commanders. I mean, that was the Commanders game, but they wasn't able to outscore them. Because here's the thing. On 4th down, they couldn't really get into the end zone. I mean, Darnell Mooney couldn't even catch the ball in the end zone. So, yeah. I expect the Patriots to come out big. I expect their defense to come out big as well, to come out strong. And I expect their offense to come out strong. I mean, Damian Harris, if he's not playing me, I don't care. Because Ramondre Stevenson is going to run the rock. The weapons that the Patriots have offensively, they're going to, move the ball. They're going to have a good game. Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, and the rest of the receivers, they're going to have a good game as well. The offensive line is going to play really good. Defensively, they're going to find a way to stop the run as well. They're going to get pressure. They're going to get Fields trapped. They're going to get him under pressure. They're going to force him into mistakes. I mean, yeah. I mean, the Bears, I mean, the Patriots, I mean, they're going to force them to pass the ball on them. I mean, the Bears aren't going to do it. So the Patriots, they should easily win this game, and they should easily cover. I'm saying 27-13, a semi-blowout. So the Patriots should win this game, and they should easily cover. All right, guys. That's all my Week 7 picks for this week. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below what you think is going to win Week 7. Well, this is Emmanuel Jones from a Big Fan. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace.